And joining us live is Maurice Smythers, coordinator for the Southern African Alcohol Policy Alliance. Leon Lowe is executive director for Free Market Foundation. He joins us via Skype. McDonald Nechitenja is acting deputy director general for consumer and corporate regulator in the Department of Trade and Industry. The lines are open 011-542-2186 or tweet at ANN7. TV. Gentlemen, thanks so much for your time. Let's just start from the regulator, McDonald. Why the rationale? What is the rationale behind the proposed amendments to the bill?
The rationale is manifold. Example is that instead of drinking liquor, which is a healthy commodity, I think South Africa, we are one of the nations that drinks the most. Few people drink. Let's say out of 100, 30 drink, but those who drink, 30 of them, they drink more, covering those who do not drink, and therefore is excessive, and therefore is bad for our health. And then if it is the youth, you find that drinking before the age of 21 to 25, you find that your brain may be damaged. Fetal syndrome, for pregnant women, when the kids are born, are already damaged. And then you find that accidents are also caused because of excessive drinking, and therefore the nation is not healthy.
Maurice, shouldn't we rather be focusing also on educational programs or creating awareness on the effects of alcohol abuse, because this is, as McDonald was saying, a case of excessive consumption?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that there's no way that just reducing the age, increasing the age at which you can begin drinking is going to solve the alcohol problem. That's only one arrow in the bow of government in terms of trying to actually deal with the alcohol problem. The other thing is advertising, which is to a certain extent dealt with in the amendment bill, although we don't think it goes far enough, because we would support the Department of Health's marketing bill, which says that alcohol marketing should be banned completely in the same way that cigarette advertising is banned. But there's also education, as you say. There's also enforcement, because a lot of the problems that arise out of the fact that there are existing laws which are not even properly followed by the sellers of alcohol. But more importantly also, there needs to be a shift away from this focus on the economic consequences and rather focusing on the health, because the health of the nation surely is much more important than the economic benefit to a small proportion of people.
All right, Leon Lowe is with the Free Market Foundation. Leon, I hope you were listening into the conversation so far, with Maurice saying that we should rather focus on the health of the nation as opposed to the economic ramifications of such a bill. What's your view?
Well, how about focusing on the dignity and freedom of the nation? This authoritarian measure is quite a speak. In 1997,
we're going to have to patch you again. We can barely hear you. But just exactly that, McDonald, you find that there's too much focus primarily on the business sector to push the product and make sure that the warehouse is empty, and not enough on what the effects of alcohol abuse are.
Yeah. So what we are saying is that it's true that we would like people to have entertainment, but there must be limitations. And then education and awareness is part and parcel of the bill, to say we should educate our people to drink responsibly, not only during festive season, but always. And therefore, the economic benefits that we derive, jobs and the like, we respect that. But we are saying maybe studies should also be conducted now. We are challenging the communities. You will find that we spend a lot of taxpayers' money in health, when people are so addicted, alcoholic, rehabilitation, we spend more than what the liquor industry is bringing to the GDP of the nation. So therefore, let's have a balancing act.
Okay, let's take caller Tony in Pretoria. Sipho and Sam, we see you. Hi, Tony.
Thank you, Ms. Mabe.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am, I think this is long overdue. If there's national societal problem. I believe that government should act, and when government acts in the way of laws. I think they should take this actually to 25 years, because we have a problem of alcohol. We know, I don't know what will be the solution, but I think government, this is the right way for government. And this thing of always, when we try, government tries to regulate something, the issue of jobs is brought in. I think that also is trying to make government not to do its job. Thank you very much, ma'am.
All right, Tony, thanks so much. Sipho in Joburg, hello to you. All right, we lost Sipho. Hi, Sam. You're calling us in Cape Town.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks
Hi.
very much for this program. Listen here, I'm right here in Cape Town here. Let me just tell you the truth, what is happening. Yes, I can see what is the objections of the conduct of South Africa, like the DTI. But the reality it is about they create what is South Africa is today. I can make you an example, so much examples. They talk about they will be tough, but they are tough on the blacks and they are not tough on the whites. I can tell you right now in Western Cape, we've got two laws, one for the whites and one for the blacks. And the whites can make business from Monday to Sunday. And the blacks have to limit their time just from Monday to Saturday. And with little time. How do you want to fight alcohol abuse if you make the black people immoral and the whites morals? And after that, you say you want to stop this. Yes, they have so much these racist bylaws that is killing the black businesses here.
All right, Sam.
Right now we can't even to do business on Sundays. It is just for the whites only. And this is the reality. And the reality, blacks have never manufactured alcohol. Blacks have never supplied alcohol to blacks townships and to the colored suburbs.
All right,
this
Sam.
Is the reality of the apartheid government. They must really solve this problem.
All right, Sam, thanks for your call. Thabo and Bloem, hello to you. Hi, Thabo. All right, just if you want to respond to that, McDonald, I think just the caller saying this is a move in the right direction because of the impact on society that alcohol abuse has had. But when it comes to trading hours as well, Sam saying that they're being criminalized for not being able to operate or enjoy the benefits that white business enjoys. So
Yes.
your response to that?
No, our response is as follows, that there is a policy council consisting of the minister and the economic trading ministers in the provinces. They form what we call norms and standards. So in order to harmonize the approach, in so much that we must have a harmonized approach between amongst provinces, and then trading hours must be sort of the same, in so much that therefore we are saying enforcement can be an issue of saying give licensing, people must trade equally, no apartheid as said, but we must have an harmonized approach because we are one nation, we are not a federal state. So if we're weak in enforcement, where we find that the white counterparts are getting more airwaves, we are going to encourage a common approach in so much that therefore even the African and colored people should enjoy the benefits.
All right, we'll take a reaction from you in a little bit, Maurice. Ray is calling us in Pretoria. Hi, Ray.
Hello, how are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, hello to the panel there.
Hello.
You know, the problem that I see, it's like you see the economy, the society at large. The problem is they must start solving the problem there. Because now you see the people, they drink at the location, the elders, they are passing, right? But you see someone is very young, is drinking alcohol. That's why they start fixing the problem there before you blame the government. Both the government, they are there at the top. There's some serious problem to deal with. Us here, the parents down there, we must start fixing the problem here.
Yeah. So you're saying we mustn't abdicate our responsibilities as parents and society. Thanks for that, Ray. Thabo and Bloom, you're back. Hello.
Hello, Cindy.
Hi.
Cindy, this is one of the how do I say it, one of the best interventions that the government can come up with. But I think the problem lies with the implementation or the enforcement of such laws. For instance, if you say somebody at the age of 21 cannot buy alcohol from a bottle store, how are you going to make sure whether the age of the person that, let's say I enter your bottle store and I come and buy, how are you going to make sure that I am age 21 or 22 or lesser or whatever? And secondly, if I can't buy at the age of 18 or 20 or 21, I'm going to get somebody who's older than me to buy me alcohol. So that is not going, that's actually a good law, but I think in policy and implementation is going to be a disaster.
All right, Thabo, thanks indeed. Anonymous in Cape Town, hello to you. Thanks for your patience.
Hi there. Thank you and good evening to all. And I must compliment you on can I continue?
Yes, please, we're listening.
I must compliment you on your presentation. I always love the way you do your presentation.
Bless you, thanks.
As a matter of interest, I'm very glad for this intervention because it's well overdue. I also wish to add to this debate. I live in Kalk Bay, and the restaurants have taken over our pools by the station, which means that when our community, especially our black community, come to our area, they are looked as being rowdy because the so-called white people can sit by our pool, take over the pool, and drink in front of the kids. This has been happening for many years in Kalk Bay, and it should be stopped seriously. Because as a matter of interest, I can't take my grandchildren to the pool because of the alcohol consumption with people standing around the pool with beers and tables by the pool and umbrellas. And when we want to utilize the pool, we may not utilize it. There's a conflict of interest there.
Okay, Anonymous, I'm going to ask our producers just to put the website for the department where you can contribute. South Africans have got 45 days to put their contribution to the bill before it is amended. And I think with the bylaws, we'll ask McDonald to assist in that regard as well. But thanks indeed for your call. Let's try Leon Lowe, Executive Director for Free Market Foundation. Again, Leon, I hope you can hear us better now. What is your response to the government intervention with the amendment or proposed amendment to the bill?
Yes, I can hear you well, but apparently you can't hear me. Are you hearing me now?
Fairly, it's a little bit better. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. I think the problem here is the emergence of South Africa through apartheid closed in 1997, soon after South Africa.
Leon, it's not working. I'm going to try maybe just a direct phone line. Technology is not on our side at this time around. Let's just deal, Maurice, obviously there's a lot of frustrations where people want to have a good time and infringing on other people's right to movement and not have their kids being exposed to alcohol too soon. What advice would you give to Anonymous?
Look, I mean, I think the issue here is, first of all, and as SAPO, so the Southern African Alcohol Policy Alliance, I want to just explain that the SAPO is attempting to give civil society a voice around the alcohol policy issue, because whenever government comes out with a policy, whether it's the current policies or the marketing policy and so on, the loudest voices that respond is normally industry, is the people who have an economic interest in less restrictions. Whereas community people who in fact bear the brunt of these problems, of the problems caused by alcohol, don't have a voice. And so that's really the reason why SAPO exists. And I think the important thing is to say that we are not opposed to alcohol per se. What we are saying is that young people should be exposed to alcohol at a later stage. And the reason why is that there are dire consequences. I mean, for example, statistics show that most contact crimes, that is, crimes of murder, assault, rape, domestic violence, and so on, are alcohol-related. One police station in Joburg, 85% of contact crimes are alcohol-related, and most of those are by young people on young people. The same with car accidents. Statistics show that 5 times the number of young people die in car crashes, that's between the age of 15 and 29, than adults. Clearly, there's a problem around young people taking responsibility. And some people argue, for example, but if you're old enough to drive, or if you're old enough to vote at 18, why aren't you old enough to drink? Well, actually, you're taking a young child of 18 years old, giving them alcohol, and beginning to drive a motor car at the same time. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Let the child first learn to drive the car properly before they then get exposed to alcohol.
Yeah. Well, one caller also cited the fact that when industry voices their dissatisfaction with the government intervention, it would always be at the cost of jobs, or they'll threaten one sort of austerity or the other because they cannot sell the critical volumes. How do you mitigate the job losses in this regard?
Yeah, no, thanks. From our side, we are saying it's true that we need jobs, but we should not be held at ransom. Always we are told jobs, jobs. We are also saying health is a constitutional issue. So health should take precedent over many rights, so including the issue of profiteering. So maybe I can leave the matter there, but I wanted to come to the issue of enforcement. The youth going into a bottle store, we must enforce it. The traders themselves must also be educated. We must have a culture of not selling to the youth. If you sell to the youth, there must be consequences. And secondly, if you provide liquor to an intoxicated person, and then that person commits this violence, murder as described, you must have consequences, civil liability against you. If the distributors as well as the manufacturers supply to illegal traders, illegal ones, unlicensed ones, then they must also be sued. It is constitutional. So therefore, we will be building a culture of enforcement, not the police under the tree. No, the community must own up. When we met with the traders, they were frustrated to say, actually, it is upon us not to allow the youth to come and drink, and then the building collapses, whereas we allowed them maybe an ID verification, the age verification like in the US. We should be moving to that direction.
Yeah, but we'll come and talk about the problem areas, especially in the informal sectors, because we know in peri-urban, distressed or townships, there is a spaza or whatever it is, should be in every 200 meters or so, and that in itself is problematic. But I trust we have Leon back. Hi, Leon. We don't really have much time, but just your concerns regarding the proposed amendments to the liquor bill.
Yes, it's quite distressing to hear this. Frankly, I can't be polite about it, this nonsense being spoken. People have simply not read this bill. Much of it simply makes no sense at all. And what does make sense is taking us right back to apartheid. In the early South African democracy in 1997, the government issued a policy paper on liquor, which pointed out quite correctly that the regulation of liquor for apartheid reasons, which this takes us back to, had quite the opposite effect of what your callers and your visitors and your guests want. There is absolutely no evidence at all, zero evidence, that the raising of the drinking age will have any beneficial effect whatsoever on road accidents, on crime, on family abuse, on alcohol abuse. The amount of abuse that takes place between 18 and 21 is absolutely negligible. But let's go further. You know, somebody who is 18 can be married. Somebody who's 18 can vote, but more importantly, they can hold public office. The president can be 18. Married couples that go out to dinner can be 18, and one of them who's 18 and one of them who's 21, for example, will not both be able to have a drink. The implications of this are so absurd. Let me mention just one practical example. It says no liquor license near, the word is near, nobody knows what that means, it's meaningless, but nonetheless near a transport facility. An airport is a transport facility, a bus station, a taxi rank, a parking lot, Gautrain Station. That means that the hotel across the road from Gautrain Station, the Hyatt Hotel in Rosebank, will not be able to have a liquor license. This thing is so...
in summary.
It cannot have been drafted by somebody who knows what they're doing.
Okay. Your response from the regulator, McDonald.
Yeah, in the main is that we are saying we are introducing these policies with statistics sometimes. It is very detailed, various jurisdictions in the world. And then we are saying the civil society, the labor, business must engage with this. But we are not going to stand on top of the roof and lecture people. Let them debate these issues and make comments, intelligent comment, and then, but government would like to indicate that we want to prevent this nation to go down.
To drink ourselves into a stupor.
Yes.
Yeah, if people want to participate, Maurice, and maybe join your civil movement.
They can go to, there's a website, www.sapa, that's www.sapa.net. That's the regional body, and they can get contact details from there, and they're quite welcome to phone me as well, which is 082 373 7705.
That's 082 373 7705, anonymous in Cape Town. I hope that helps. And it is SAPA, SAPA.net for more information. Gentlemen, thanks so much for your time, and for you at home for taking the trouble to call in as well. We're back after this.